Yo, Space Gang, welcome to the BK Spadez Show where society meets pop culture. I am your host, the BK Spadez, and now I'm here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby.
Alright, Space Gang, do me a favor, head over to www.thebkspadeshow.com. That's www.thebkspadeshow.com, where you can get all the audio and video and purchase some really cool merch like mugs and this really cool society and pop culture hoodie. Now, Novacaine, do me another favor and tell them what else they got at it.
Head on over to Spotify. That's right, Spotify, and leave us a 5-star rating. 5-star rating, and head over to Apple Podcasts where you can leave us a written review. And you can leave 5 stars there as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Get them with the thank you. Alright, Space Gang, without further ado, we're gonna get into the show. Stay tuned. Yo, okay, Space Gang, check it out. On today's episode, we are talking about infidelity. What is infidelity? How we feel about it? Maybe bring up a few situations. Talk about the infamous Will Smith and Jada situation. And I didn't say Will Smith and Chris Rock. I know he's the catalyst, but the conversation has moved on a little bit from him. But we're just gonna like tip on it a little bit, tiptoe around it.
Yeah.
Because the bigger conversation today is infidelity, but we're just gonna use their situation to open up the conversation. So I'm gonna let Nova kick it off because I know she's been feeling some sort of way about the rhetoric that's been going on around the internet. So Nova, let them know what's on your mind with this whole situation.
Okay, so when it comes to this whole Will and Jada thing, I personally feel that ever since I was a child, we never really truly knew their relationship. There's always been like some type of speculation that, you know, they had an open marriage or they were swingers and they did this and they did that. So I just didn't quite understand why out of the blue, but for like the past 3, 4, 5 years, it's just been a lot of drama surrounding their family. Well, it's always been drama surrounding their family. Like when Willow first cut her hair or when she was whipping her hair back and forth and when Jaden wanted to dress the way he wanted to dress. So it's always been some type of drama. But when it came to their relationship, I just feel like so many people are minding their business. And I'm starting to realize that everyday people don't have their relationship working out because they're worried about what somebody else is doing in their relationship.
Wow.
So that's just how I've been feeling lately. Like when you look at it, most of the people that got the most to say hasn't had any type of successful relationship, romantic relationship.
Yeah.
When you look at it. So I just personally, I don't care what they do because what they eat don't make me shit, for one.
Right.
And for two, like I said, there's always been some type of speculation as long as I can remember. I even remember being like in middle school and figuring out what a swinger was, all because of what they were saying about Will and Jada.
Yeah.
And if that's what they do, that's what they do. That's their business, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm starting to realize is that a lot of people are trying to put all of the blame on Jada. I have a huge problem with that because these are the same people that are screaming, protect black women. We have to save our black women. Jada is a black woman straight from Baltimore, Maryland. No one's protecting her. And then people are like, well, she put this and that out there. She did this, she did that. It doesn't matter what she did. Is she hurting anyone?
Oh, I mean, the argument could be made that she's hurting Will, but other than that, not
Is
really.
she? But is she though? Will Smith, okay, and this is going back to like how I believe a lot in zodiacs, in the zodiac signs as well. Will Smith is a Libra man, okay? If she was really treating him that bad, Will would be doing one of two things. Treating her back the same exact way, or he would have left by now.
Well, you know, I think the situation as a whole is a complicated one
Yeah, very
because
true.
of how society sees relationships, how they view their relationship, how open they are with their relationship, and just putting that on the backdrop of society. They were open and honest and having like a free range type of relationship with their kids, with themselves. Just the parenting style is different. They have been pushing against the grain of what traditional family is for a while now. And they were doing that before anybody else was doing that.
Yeah,
So
very true.
when you throw all of that stuff together, all the societal boundaries and bullshit that we already have collectively agreed upon arbitrarily, all of that kind of surmounts to this big blow up of rebellion against it because they are literally pushing on the framing of society. So, and people are afraid of change, and because of their platform being so big, there's a lot of fear there. That maybe they change the world and then everybody becomes like these free loving hippie type of black people. It doesn't make any sense, but this is how people see them. What's the old girl name that had the little hoe march or whatever, dot march? She was with
Amber Rose. Slut Walk.
Slut Walk. Thank you. Remember when that happened? Everybody was up in arms about Amber Rose and how society sees. And then, the OnlyFans epidemic that's happening. I don't want to call it like it's a bad thing or anything.
Not an epidemic.
I'm just saying, like, it's a lot
The OnlyFans era.
Yes, that's it. Better. Okay, so the OnlyFans era, that's happening right now. And it's a lot of freedoms there. And people, because pornography is supposed to be this, you're not supposed to do it in the open.
Right.
And you're not supposed to have this much control over your life. This is the only, I think for me, that's the one thing that I feel like OnlyFans, even though OnlyFans is not a porno site, people, anybody can be on OnlyFans doing anything. Legal,
you can do anything.
As long as it's legal, you can do it. If you want to get on there and teach yoga classes and put a paywall up, you can do that. If you want to do drawing, you could do that.
If we wanted to put the show on OnlyFans and make people pay for it, we could do that.
We could do that. So, but I think when OnlyFans came along, it gave people that freedom to do what they wanted. They no longer are bound to the hierarchy of the porn industry. And I felt like that was a great move because of the fact that now these actresses and actors don't have to be beholden to do things they don't want to do before. Yeah. Anyway, that's off the subject. Let's get back on the whole Will and Jay thing so we can move on.
What has been really making me realize that people don't pay attention or they just been talking out the side of their neck is that Jada Pinkett Smith had a very prominent acting career back in the 90s.
Facts. I love him.
And I remember seeing some type of documentary or some type of something within the recent years. I think maybe it was Red Table Talk, maybe. And she was expressing how she decided to take a step back because she wanted to raise the children. And she wanted her husband to flourish in his acting career. Because when she took a step back, raised their children, Will Smith started getting even bigger roles.
Yeah, because he could focus on his acting career.
So he could focus exactly. And I often think about that because it takes a lot for a woman to just give up her dreams, and especially being a woman like Jada Pinkett Smith. She was in almost all of the hit 90s movies that we could think of.
Yeah, like she is acting excellence, most definitely.
She was even in the Matrix, like.
Right? So yeah, I mean, I totally get it. And the way this all started because Will made a decision. Now, whether he went on his own volition or whether he felt coerced by a look she gave him or the fact she was hurt, he still did that on his own terms. We don't have to justify that. We don't have to justify that any further than that. He did it. It happened. Move on. It's time to move on. time of recording this, we're 3 weeks into this conversation.
Yeah.
Almost 4 weeks into it.
Are we not tired yet? And that's all I keep on commenting on stuff first. Are you guys not tired?
Yeah, like a week or so ago,
I've seen more people talking about this situation than I did the insurrection.
Yeah,
I see more people talking about this than the war in Ukraine.
Facts.
Like, there's real issues going on. Thank God that we finally got the lynching bill finalized. Thank God. But most people aren't talking about that.
Yeah, like right now, again, time of recording, I think Alabama is about to pass it passed the House and it passed the Senate. They're about to pass a Don't Say Gay bill. Oh no, don't.
The Don't Say Gay. Yes.
So I mean, it
Alabama is going to do that.
Don't Say Gay, but I think it's
for it's basically like for like primary school children.
This bill here, I think the biggest part, at least what stood out to me about it, because the old lady, the governor is definitely going to sign this. I don't see her not signing. Anyway, basically the bill itself is, at least the meat of it for me, is if you feel like as a teacher or an administrator, psychologist, doctor, if you have someone, a young person, that comes into your office and they are confiding in you about their feelings on their gender, those people are now by law obligated, will be by law obligated to tell the parents. So, yeah, like legally they have to.
Like they have to. Okay, so this is a different part. This is a different type of bill than what I've been seeing for Texas and Florida. Or that part is different from Texas and Florida.
That part is different. I think. I don't know if they have that in Texas or Florida. I have not really researched this. I just saw it, and it kind of like it worried me. That part of the bill worried me because it sounds like a targeting bill, and I know Alabama. But anyway, moving on.
BK about to start preaching today, y'all.
Yeah.
You was about to start preaching.
I'm not gonna do that today, you guys.
It's about to start.
Okay, we might. I'm
glad you caught yourself. You was like, anyway.
Yeah, because we might end up doing some sort of rant anyway, because we are gonna talk about infidelity. So the reason I bring up Will and Jada and all this, let's get to the point here. Let's wrap this shit up. The reason we bring up Will and Jada is because people see their relationship as being like some sort of infidelity. And in reality, they have an agreed upon statute, whatever that is. They can do whatever they want to, as long as the other person, I guess, is cool with it. Whatever their rules are, these are the rules.
Whatever their rules are.
So with the August Alsina situation, was Jada, and she technically didn't cheat. She didn't cheat, at least not by the standards of their relationship. Now, if you go
and I don't even think people remember this, but at the time there were rumors about Jada dealing with Margot Robbie at the time.
Jada, Will.
I'm sorry, Will was dealing with Margot Robbie at the time.
And so that's what my next point. Will was also doing his thing when she was doing her thing, because this is the laws that they established within their relationship. And this is the problem with jumping into people's relationship when you don't know what the heck is really going on. You don't know what kind of relationship they have. And
mine, yours.
Yeah. And then we had the whole, when Will said he was defending his wife, people had to come with a counter argument of why that was messed up, because the reason he defended her is because she was upset, but then she came out and said she didn't need no man to defend her. Of course, Jada was gonna say that. I don't know if that was official or not, but that's the thing. This is what they're using as a counterbalance to Will was defending his wife, regardless of how she felt about it. He still felt like he needed to defend her. So that's that. Like, that still doesn't change anything. It does not change the initial point that it was still him who initially made the contact. Now they're saying, well, she didn't want to be married to Will in the first place, and they got this clip floating around, and I shared the clip a couple weeks ago on my Facebook, and I was like, okay, there's not what she said. She did not say she didn't want to marry Will. She said she didn't
just
want to be
didn't want to be married.
married. There's a difference between not
There's a
wanting to be
difference.
married and not wanting to be with someone. There's a difference.
There's a difference.
And people, we got to start using our context clues here. You can support Will, and I do. I support Will's decision because that was the decision he made. I support Will apologizing because that was something he had to do because consequences to every action, no matter how right or wrong you think you are, you still have consequences, and you have to face those as a man. And I feel like we don't have to emasculate Will and say he's not a man and blase because of he defended his wife and he slapped Chris. Was it an offshoot slap? Did Chris see it coming? Maybe not. Does Chris have issues? Yes, he does. I'm saying, he doesn't read situations well. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's on Will to go back and apologize. And I'm sure he probably will. If Chris decides to press charges or whatever it is he want to do, that's on Chris. I don't see everybody bringing up problematic issues with Chris in the past about his use of letting certain people use the N-word in certain ways. All right, so that happens.
Exactly.
So we want to eye for an eye. That could be an argument, and then it doesn't make any sense either to bring that shit up in this stuff because it had nothing to do with it either.
It had nothing to do.
So now, when it comes to Jada and how she felt, that is how Jada felt, and you're gonna have to move on from that. You're gonna have to get over it because that's how Jada feels.
Period. It's the social media detectives for me.
Yeah, you gotta move on, people. Stop it. Find something good.
We have to. There's so much going on in this world that is so much more important.
Yes.
So much more important than these people's relationship. And it's so sad. It's so sad because we don't do this to any other race but our own. It's all black people tearing this black couple down. Right. Why must we continue to bring each other down? Why can't we just learn how to mind our business?
Facts. All right. So one more minute on this, and then we're moving on to what infidelity is. My last thing is to piggyback on what you just said. Every time we see Jay-Z and Beyonce succeed anywhere, it's because the Illuminati granted them this success. And just like with any other black artist, and it's the same thing. This respectability politics that we have on top of this situation as well. Like, I ain't gotta act any kind of way in front of white people. No offense to the white people that listen to the show. That does not mean I have ill will or I hate you or I feel like you're a bad guy. I do not. But I don't give a damn who you are. I'm still gonna be me in front of you. 100% me. This is who you get when you knock on my door. You're gonna get this cat right here. When I come to your house, I'm still gonna make my black jokes, okay? Whether you get them or not. If you bring up NASCAR, I'm gonna tell you I'm black and I don't go to NASCAR because it's dangerous. If you bring up the Beatles, I'm gonna tell you they're not as good as New Kids. I mean, they're not as good as not Backstreet, but Blackstreet. I'm gonna do that because that's just I'm gonna go Boys to Men every time. You just gonna have to get over it, okay? You gonna have to get up. The Beatles is trash. Elvis is a thief.
Whoa, wait. Did you just say the Beatles were trash?
The Beatles were trash. I said it and I stand on it. Elton John is the greatest of the white artist side of music. It's Elton John. I agree. And then some people was like Michael Bolton and I can give them that. Michael Bolton.
What's our homie from the 90s? Phil Collins.
Oh, that man's greatness. But Elton John is the pinnacle for me. If you ain't Elton John, I really don't. And Phil Collins, I don't care. Sometimes Sting.
For me, if it ain't Beethoven, say nah.
Beethoven over Elton John?
Was it?
No, I'm just kidding.
Wasn't Beethoven supposed to be allegedly black or something? One of them was supposed to be allegedly black.
I don't believe any of that.
Yeah, I don't believe it either because, they wasn't caring about us back then.
Time period. Come on, people. Time period.
Exactly.
Oh, you think Beethoven and Shakespeare were the only people getting passes?
Shakespeare was definitely not a black man. I'm not claiming that. But there has been, there was said, and I learned this in school, that Shakespeare couldn't actually write. So he hired a black woman to write all of his poems. He would just recite them.
Oh, so we saying he was the first ghostwriter. Okay. I mean, yeah. Not
Yeah,
the
she
first
was the first
ghostwriter. She was the first
ghostwriter. She was
ghostwriter.
the
He was
first
the first
ghostwriter.
recipient of the hip hop. Shakespeare's hip hop.
Chill.
Whoa, Shakespeare's a rapper. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about what infidelity is before we get too off subject again.
What is infidelity?
So I've seen like several articles. I think Blerds.com. I found one with a definition.
Brides.com?
Yeah.
Lord.
And then Psychology Today, of course.
Of course.
And,
that's our favorite.
Yeah. We always find the Psychology Today stuff. All right. So since that is our favorite, let's talk about Psychology Today's definition of infidelity. Infidelity is the breaking. I said infidelity. Infidelity.
Say it again.
There we go. Is the breaking of a promise to remain faithful to a romantic partner. Whether that promise was a part of marriage vows, a private uttered agreement between lovers, or unspoken assumption, as unthinkable as the notion of breaking such promises may be at the time they are made. Infidelity is common, and when it happens, it raises thorny questions. Should you stay? Can trust be rebuilt? Or is there no choice but to pack up and move on?
Okay.
You know, let's
I like that.
Let's get a little bit personal. If your significant other cheated on you, they cheated on you, would you be able to work it out? I hear Jeopardy
That's
going
hard
off
for
in your
me.
head. The Jeopardy theme song.
Yeah, that's exactly what was going through my head. Just this is a hard one. I'm going to say no. And that's only because I'm one of those people that believe that if you do it once, you're going to do it again. And I'm not built like that. I'm not built to sit around and think we're good, but you want to have sexual relations or emotional relations, because that could be emotionally cheating too.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up later.
Oh, my bad.
It's fine.
But anything, you know,
jumping the gun.
I'm not built like that. I'm just not built like that. I don't know if it's because, I don't know if I'm not possessive or anything like that, but I believe in monogamy. Like, I just don't believe in forgiving. Like, it will be really hard because when you cheat on someone, you just don't cheat on them. You breaking trust. Yeah. You breaking that loyalty. It's heavy on the trust, because it's like, what are you doing behind my back? So every time you're in your phone, you texting that girl or whatever, you know. So I wouldn't be able to forgive. No. And the crazy might come out, and I definitely don't need that happening.
You know what? I'm gonna say, and this is a bit cheating on my own question, it definitely depends on the what.
Okay.
And it depends on the who.
Okay.
The timing. So if my significant other cheated on me with somebody that I didn't know, it ain't a high chance now, but there's a small, like a 5% chance that I can be persuaded to stay, I guess. Maybe. But then again, it's because and I think it's because this is what I know. We've been together since 2004. That's like the beginning. We got together like during when I was in my first year in college. So it's like,
I was together before we had that recession.
Yeah. Like, we were together before Obama, man.
Before Obama.
So it's like, I don't know. Now that does not mean it's not going to be easy to forgive.
Nah.
Definitely won't be easy to forget. That is always going to be in the back of your mind. And I think that's the hard part about it. It's like, can you get over it?
I don't think it's something I could get over personally.
Yeah. I'm saying this
It's certain
now.
stuff. There's what I'm learning in my adult life. You know, you guys say adult. You know, when you're over 30, you're a real adult.
30, the post 30.
Yeah, you're a real adult. What I'm learning in my adult life is that there's just certain things that I just can't let go. There's just certain things I will never just let go. I just can't. And I don't know if it's because I just don't want that thing to happen to me again. So I like build a wall up. Yeah. And then like make sure I'm always like seeing the red flags or even thinking about the red flags that may not even be there yet, you know. But I could never. I'm not. And then again, I'm also not really that letting go person. Like when you do some disloyal bullshit towards me, whether we're in a romantic relationship or not, I'm just gonna look at you differently. Yeah, because it speaks about someone's character too.
It does. And I think because of our history together and how we literally have done everything together since we've been together, since we moved in. So like after the first 4-5 years of our relationship, we literally been tied at the hip. So it'd be it's a lot harder for me to just let that go.
So technically you would even notice, even if your significant other decided to start cheating, because you would start seeing a different pattern.
Yes. So let's get back to this this conversation. You said you wouldn't stay. No, you said you couldn't stay at all, right?
I don't want to say the wrong thing, because when he get to listening to this, you know, so you know.
Yeah.
But if, I don't know, like, I feel like also with cheating, I feel like certain types of people are cheaters. Like everybody can't be a cheater, you know.
Oh, I don't.
Everyone isn't.
That was my next.
Everyone isn't built to do that, because you have to be able. Because I'm gonna be real, with all my little boyfriends that I had back in the day that don't even count as boyfriends, I basically cheated on every single last one of them. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, y'all listening.
But
I'm sorry on behalf. You got Neo.
They're not listening. They don't know my life. They don't know my life. They don't even like me. Probably because I was cheating. And this is over 10 years ago. I don't live that lifestyle no more.
You like, I've changed.
For what? It's too much work.
It sounds like it's too much work.
It's too much work. It's a lot of work, because you got to keep up with, if you're a liar, you got to keep up with that lie to your significant other. Then you kind of gotta keep like the side person at bay so they don't like blab all your business out. And then like it's that one anxiety where it's like, is today gonna be the day I get outed, you know? So it's like you have to be that type of person to want to cheat. Also, I guess the one dude, I got away with it because he was just ain't shit. And at the time, I was like 20, 19, something like that. I wasn't shit. So like, I just didn't care. But, hey, you gotta want to do it. You gotta be... it's not even a strong thing. I think cheating is just very selfish, especially if somebody trusts you that much, you know?
Yeah.
If you guys made that, you know, and that's another thing too, since I was in shit and I was still so young, I didn't even think about what a relationship really meant.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought that, you know, a guy gonna call me his girlfriend and then that was it, you know, and we just go out places and go to dinner and have, what's the word you've been using?
Debauchery.
All the debauchery.
Debauchery. So,
and have all these debauchery going on.
So, and this might be redundant.
So, like,
I was going to ask you, do you think and you don't have to answer this, and in fact, you don't have to answer any of my questions, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you think if you were to step out now, your significant other, your guy, would forgive you. Just hypothetically.
Hell no. Hell no.
Hell no, just
Hell
straight
no.
up hell no.
Especially in this position. Yeah, I don't think so. And if he was to forgive me, it would take a very long time. But it would take a huge hit on our relationship, because I feel like we're at the point in our relationship where we literally share everything with each other. I mean, everything. Sometimes it scares me how much we share.
Yeah, I'm used to it now. By now I'm used to it. We've been together a long time. And you get used to it after a while.
So I'm pretty sure he would probably start feeling like, he wasn't enough. And I don't ever want him to feel like that. So I would never, go down that route. But if I was to go down that route, somebody probably gonna get shot or something. I don't know.
No one's getting. Allegedly, someone.
Allegedly.
Personally, if I posed the same question to myself, no, I don't think she would. I think she would probably burn me, not like literally, but just like for a while we probably wouldn't talk. So, and I'm just speculating. I don't really know. I've never spent a night on the couch. Okay, so. Yeah.
Clap it up.
It's the one thing I'm
so proud of you.
The one thing I'm most proud of.
I'm proud. I am proud of you.
Yeah, that don't mean there haven't been pitfalls here and there, because I get them all the time. And, you can start a conversation with somebody, and then moments happen. I'd be like, hey, this person hit me in my inbox, and this happened. I sure as hell let her know, because, again, I ain't never been on a couch, and I ain't trying to go now. So I don't mind telling her.
Okay.
If I don't tell her about every female that hits up my DMs on any social media site, but I do tell her about the ones that are bold. And it's not like I just go around.
There's a difference.
Yeah, and and I cut off conversation eventually if I can't turn it. So which never happens. So I just end up cutting off the conversation after like the next 2 messages. You gotta tell them, I'm sorry.
Boy, sometimes you don't even know when the daggone girl. What's up with y'all not even knowing somebody trying to hit on y'all too?
Ooh,
you and they are the same exact way.
That's exactly me. I missed out on so many opportunities back in the day. All right, because we gotta wrap this conversation up. We got like 15 minutes left in it or so.
Wrap it up then.
All right, so this article goes on to ask the question, why people cheat? Well, to tell us why people cheat. And what are the main reasons of why people are cheating? What are your thoughts on that before I read this? What do you think?
Before you read it, I definitely, like I said, people cheat because they're selfish. They're not one with themselves, so they don't really know what they want.
Yeah.
They like hurting other feelings. And they might just be emotionless. Like, some humans are just out here just doing whatever they want just because they want to.
Okay.
I've said that too before. Whole time now I think about it. People cheat because they want to.
I mean, ultimately, yeah. Yeah, but, there's a bit of a breakdown here. And this is...
Of course.
So, this is what this article said. Because they did a survey, apparently. And it says, individuals who cheated cited falling out of love, seeking variety. And I think those are like, especially the seeking variety, I think that's like one of those really selfish, completely selfish reasons.
Super fit selfish. Completely selfish. Because if you seeking variety, couldn't you just date multiple people instead of being in an exclusive relationship?
Well, not if you're married. Right? Like, if you're married.
Yeah, so this is marriage.
Unless you have an open marriage, which is a whole nother thing that I have no experience with. So I have to research that a little bit, maybe talk to a person that's in an open marriage. I have heard stories before, and I've seen successful so far, and then I've seen some that ended. So I don't know. It may not be for me. Okay, of course it's not for me.
I don't think it's for me either.
I'd be like, hey babe, you wanna open this thing up to other people? She gonna be like, hell no. End of conversation. I feel the same way. But I feel like this.
She gonna hit you with the "you want me to be with another man"?
Then I'll be like, hell no.
Exactly.
Another
Exactly.
another reason cited is feeling neglected. So I think that's probably like one of the. I'm not saying it's common or anything, but on a personal note, if I was to, out of all the ones here, I think that would be the most. I would be the most sympathetic to. It's said that way.
What did it say again? Say it one more time.
Feeling neglected. Because you're in a relationship and you're not getting any attention. You guys are not talking like you used to. You're not catching the interest of the person like you used to. And they're just doing that. They're off doing their thing. They don't come home. I think it's selfish of your partner in that sense to expect you to be there for them, and you're not there for them emotionally, physically, sexually, whatever. So yeah, I feel like that's out of the three that they listed as common. I think that's the most sympathetic for me. That's the one I will understand.
Well, out of all of those, I honestly think that they could all be prevented, and communication comes into play with every single last one of them, especially with the falling out of love. Because if you fall into love with someone, you could fall right back in love with them.
True, but that will require your partner to figure out what you working with your partner to figure out what is missing.
Exactly. What is missing? What can you two do to make you guys' relationship better? Every year I've asked my guy, what can we do to make it better? Sometimes we try things, sometimes we make it through that trial. Sometimes we maybe make it through the trial a little bit, and then get a little rocky sometimes, but it's a relationship,
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole neglected thing, I feel like that's also something that's selfish, because if I feel like my guy is neglecting me or in a certain, say, conversation or some type of emotion, I always feel like if you have solid friends and solid family members, you should never have that feeling, because you should always be able to, especially when there's emotions involved, be able to express those emotions to somebody that you feel close to.
What happens when you express those emotions and then you continually express those emotions, and that person, you to a point where you want a divorce, but that person won't give you that. And so now you just kind of stuck in the loop of being neglected and being lonely, because maybe you're religious and maybe divorce isn't an option for you. Because there are people that are, what I'm saying? Like, when you throw in different scenarios, it kind of changes the game.
Damn, I guess you got to be a cheater at that point. Say, no, God forgive me, but I don't know.
But then again, you cheated, and so you still technically sinned in that sense as well. So, but for some people, it gets to that point though. Like, when you start throwing all these different variables in it, I can see how one person like myself could get to a conclusion of being like, yeah, I'm a bit sympathetic to it in some cases, and in not all cases. But some other reasons they cite, those three: falling out of love, seeking a variety. That's just fucked up. If you just
seeking a variety,
just
that's what I was gonna say.
Or be in a relationship.
Seeking variety was not one of that I was just thinking about that I said could help with communication. Seeking variety is definitely the most selfish one.
Yeah.
Because if you're married at that point, you shouldn't. If you're married and in a monogamous relationship, you shouldn't be seeking variety. You should know what you want. So it's just weird. That part is weird.
It's just one of the three most common. Just on a small disclaimer, I am aware that religious views and being religious, you have your set of rules, and that would definitely conflict with open marriage. I get that. But truth be told, those things happen, so we have to talk about it as if, from all points of view. of course, people have open relationships. If you don't agree with that religiously, that's on you. But other people might. So just, get that conflict out of your head if you had it. All right. So the other reasons, and then we're going to move on to what we could do to make it better, or at least try to work through these things. They cited situational forces, a desire to raise self-esteem. I've seen that before, where your partner continuously berates you or makes you feel less than. So you go out and you try to rekindle that fire in yourself by finding it from someone else. And then you think maybe you can carry that over to your relationship. I've seen that. So, it happens. We're not just going to act like it don't happen. It happens in the movies too. So it had to come from somewhere. Somebody somewhere at one point had to be like, oh, I can do this. I can go get with Heidi muscles over here and then come back home to Skinny Joe, and we could be happy because I like Skinny Joe's personality and he treats me well.
Skinny Joe.
And we have children together, and he can cook and he cleans sometimes. So you got your total package in your husband, except for Heidi got muscles, and he got like them good eyes that y'all like, them hazel eyes, and he likes skin and stuff.
No, he did not just say that.
Or he got the locks, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
With the beard, with the full beard. And he got the bravado, you know what I'm saying? So, it happens. It happens, is all I'm saying. It happens.
It does. You're right.
And the other one is anger with a partner. You get mad.
So cheating out of anger.
Yeah, you was like, oh, I'm going to get you.
So that was me back in the day. Cheating out of anger.
And then the eye for an eye cheater, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's definitely
I'm cheating
me.
back then, son. What? Yeah.
That definitely was me back in the day. Honestly, but now, if he was to cheat, I wouldn't cheat back. That's just a waste of time and a waste of energy. But me 10 years ago,
you was like,
I'm cheating back 10 years ago.
No
2012? Oh, I was cheating back.
You were wilding.
I definitely was cheating back. Definitely.
Okay. Quick rundown. I'm just going to ask you, and you can just tell me yes or no if you want. And then we're going to move on to how to mend it. I'm going to ask you about these scenarios, and you tell me whether or not it's cheating or you think it's cheating. Okay? Fantasizing about someone else.
Myself.
Yeah, for yourself personally. Fantasizing about a friend that you can't get with, but you just fantasizing about them. Maybe they're a friend to you and your homie.
Cheating.
You and your homie, you and your significant other. So it's cheating? What about just fantasizing about anybody?
Friend?
We're just fantasizing?
If you fantasizing about somebody you can't get with or somebody you'll never meet, that's one thing. But if you fantasizing about a friend, why are you fantasizing about your friend, first of all?
Maybe they thought the friend was sexy. I don't know. It was in the article. I figured I'd ask you. We've talked about this. Pornography. Is it cheating?
No. Not for me.
Sex toys?
No. What if I don't feel like it that night? You got to release.
Well, I had to ask, we got to ask.
Heck no, though. Heck no. Definitely not for that.
And again, at the end of this article, it says surviving infidelity. I'm going to read this. When a partner is caught cheating or confesses to it, it's not necessarily the end of a relationship. One key factor determining whether a relationship can survive is whether or not the affair included emotional attachment as well as sex. In one survey, 44% of men who had affairs said it was only about the sex, but only 11% of women reported the same. So men are apparently more prone to say, oh, I was just hitting that. And women are not.
And I believe it. I do believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
I do believe that because when it comes to you guys, I just feel like men just have that emotional disconnect when it comes to sex. I really truly believe that men just be like, yeah, I'm just hitting that.
I mean,
I don't think that a lot of men just don't feel
have you
emotionally
seen
connected.
have you seen
That's just how I always looked at it.
most of us in high school, especially in the beginning of sowing our debauchatory oats, we were like, yo, I'm just trying to catch it. You know what I'm saying? What's up, girl? We ain't gotta be together. And then we go back and tell our homies what we did. How does someone decide
High
whether to
school,
stay?
college.
Oh, Wilding. I believe you ladies, at least for the 11% that reported the same emotions, you guys call it a whole phase. Men don't have whole phases.
Yeah, true.
We technically have whole lives until we get with that one that changes it for the most part. Which is a double standard.
I don't think when I was back in the day when I was cheating, none of it was emotionally based. None of it. So I would say I would be part of the 11% because I didn't like emotionally care about these dudes.
Yeah.
Most of the time I was just get back, and then I was trying to, like you said, the whole phase thing. So I was trying to it's true. When you just don't have that solid male figure as a young girl in your life, you just out here aimlessly trying, especially if you just don't know what love is, you just trying to fill that void.
Yeah.
True. Heavy believer of that.
Okay. So it says, how does someone decide whether to stay with a partner who cheated? The decision to remain in a relationship after infidelity is based on criteria, including finances, family connections, and the shared parenting of young children. But research also finds that one of the strongest indicators of whether a couple will remain together is the opinions and advice of the wronged partner's social network of friends and family. So basically, if I cheat or if I'm cheated on and I want to stay, I'm going to call my mom and see what she has to say about it. And then maybe that's going to influence whether or not I stay. Personally, I wouldn't do that. I'm too much of an individual. I'm like, that's a me decision. In fact,
yes,
I don't call people and tell them when me and my wife are having issues. Don't nobody be knowing.
No.
This ain't none of y'all. I be like, it ain't none of your business. Because
it ain't your concern.
Yeah, because I've seen what happens when you call the family and friends and tell them too much. Now they don't like your significant other. Especially if the relationship is just building, is new. You start telling them all the red flags or all the bad situations that you got into. Oh, they gon' hate your significant other before you even give them a chance. So be careful with that one. I mean, know your seeking advice. Get therapy. Go to a therapist, and then work it out within yourself. Maybe get a relationship therapist, especially before you get married. Don't just get married. Right?
Yes, please.
Go get couples therapy first.
Please. Talk to a pastor. Do something.
You know what? I get that, the whole pastor thing, but do both. Go to a pastor, because some pastors require you to, talk to them. And I'm not saying all pastors are bad or incapable of being unbiased, but they're going to come from a religious-based opinion, which is fine. Yeah, but I am a person that I think you need both. I need science and religion to make a 100% sure decision in my life. So, go do both. Do both. Pastors, Rev, and a licensed therapist as well. Ooh, double points if he's both. But still go get two different opinions. All right, infidelity. This article comes from mayoclinic.org, and we're going to talk about mending your marriage after an affair. Okay? Oh, I don't think we even talked about discovering an affair, but we're not talking about like that deep into it. So let's talk about mending a broken marriage. So
Uh-oh.
this is what it says. Recovering from an affair will be one of the most challenging chapters in your life. This challenge may come with ambivalence. Ambivalence? I've never heard that word before. This is a first for me. I do not know what it means. I am not Googling it. Right. It's AMBI, ambivalence. I think that's how you say it.
Ambivalence.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen that word.
Ambivalence.
Yeah,
I've seen this before, but I don't know what it means. The state of having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about something or someone.
You welcome? You welcome, Spade Game. I just gave you a new word. Ambivalence. Recovering from an affair will be one of the most challenging chapters in your life. I swear we just did the whole read Psalms 3 and 12 for me. You know, when preachers be doing it, that's how that felt. Anyway, this challenge may come with ambivalence and uncertainty. However, as you rebuild trust, admit guilt, learn how to forgive and reconcile struggles, it can deepen and strengthen the love and affection we all desire. Consider these steps to promote healing. Don't decide yet. Before choosing to continue or end your marriage, take time to heal and understand what was behind the affair. The reason that that person cheated on you, or the reason you cheated. Because like we said earlier, there are reasons for this, and you can learn something about yourself and your significant other. Maybe you missed something which prompted them to cheat. Maybe you were doing something, and no, it's not really a justification. It's just finding out why these people did what they do. What do you think, Novacaine? So you agree with that?
I can agree.
Okay.
I can definitely agree to that. I just don't see it in my life.
I feel you. Okay, so the next step.
I just don't see, and like I said, I haven't been, at least not to my knowledge, I haven't been cheated on, in a very long time. So I don't know how I would really react to it. Oh baby, I just hope it never happens.
I feel you.
I'm scared what will happen.
All right. So next, be accountable. If you were unfaithful, take responsibility for your actions. In the affair, and stop all interactions or communication with the person. If the affair involved a co-worker, oh gosh, we didn't even get into that. A co-worker, limit contact strictly to business or get another job. Wow, they say root your whole life, but shoot, your significant other might demand that of you anyway. Because, I was telling we was talking about the body count in the group, and they was accustoming women to find art. And I was saying in that group that, yeah, there's one thing. Yeah, I hear you. And women are art. They are a work of art. God did his damn thing when he made you all. But you can't really attribute an object to a woman. That's first and foremost, or anybody. Number two, yeah, fine art is great, but it's not the value of the art that makes the art famous. It's the people around you that makes the art famous. And it's not about how many people. It's not about how many people own the art. It's about who owned the art. So you out here sleeping with skeezers and skibbity boppers, then you too become a skeezer and a skibbity bopper. Just saying. But anyway, and that's probably how your significant other is gonna feel, because a lot of times it's not about the fact that you cheated. It's sometimes it can be about the who. And if that who is a coworker, your significant other is gonna have real hard time with forgiving you, and it might go double if they know that person. Ooh, never dip in the family. At least if you're gonna cheat, don't do it with family members. Oh my gosh, please.
See, and that's like you said, that goes back to the who, because in most cases, you see your coworkers more than you see your family sometimes.
Every day, people have work
So
husband and
it's
wife.
like, that's cheating. Work husband and a work wife, that's cheating.
You heard her. She said that cheating.
Because why are you flirting and calling somebody your work husband? What is going on at work for you to call them your husband?
Yeah, that's a little weird for me. I feel you.
Aren't you supposed to be working?
Like, damn, get in there on that. Get in there on that line and get your numbers up. I ain't worried about it.
I could understand, your favorite coworker, your work bestie, know. But your whole work husband, work wife? That doesn't sound right. Now, if it's two single people, okay, cool. But if you're in a relationship, what's going on here?
Facts. I agree with that. All right, because we're over time, so let's get this over with. Get help from different sources. Seek the help of non-judgmental, understanding friends, experienced spiritual leaders, or a trained counselor. I don't know about that friend thing. Again, like I said.
Yeah, I don't know about that friend thing, but we just said about the therapy.
Yeah. All self-help books are not equally helpful. Seek advice about additional reading from a professional. Consult a marriage counselor. Seek help from a licensed therapist who is specifically trained in marital therapy and experienced in dealing with infidelity. Marriage counseling can help you put the affair into perspective, identify issues that might have contributed to the affair, learn how to rebuild and strengthen your relationship, and avoid divorce. If that's the mutual goal. And lastly, restore trust. Make a plan to restore trust and result in reconciliation. Agree on a timetable and process. If you were unfaithful, admit your guilt and pursue authentic forgiveness. And I think that's important to say that word authentic, because
authentic, genuine.
People say I'm sorry, but they don't mean it, So you got to make sure you mean that thing. If your partner was unfaithful, when you are able, offer forgiveness together, seeking understanding. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. And moving forward, it says if you are both committed to healing your relationship despite the pain, the reward can be a new type of marriage that will continue to grow and likely exceed your previous expectations. And that is the end of that article at mayoclinic.org. So I have nothing else to add to that. Do you?
No. I think they done especially this part, that article just wrapped up pretty much everything we just pretty much said. So we could have wrote the article, say nothing.
Yeah. We are now unlicensed professionals.
We are licensed professionals.
Podcast professionals.
From Riverside University.
Riverside.fm University.
.fm University, right.
All right, Space Gang. Thank you guys for listening. Do me a favor and head over to www.thebkspadeshow.com. That's www.thebkspadeshow.com. That's Spade with a Z, where you can get all the blogs, all these dope ass merchandise, like the mug Novacaine was looking passionately into earlier in the show. And this hoodie. I've been saying we're gonna get rid of it for a week, but it's gonna happen. Get them now.
It's still gonna be there. It's still gonna be there for a little while longer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking up until about good May.
May. Okay. I can agree.
Because the whole country is pretty much going through the whole climate thing right now.
Right.
Weather is weird, so
Yeah, definitely. And Novacaine, tell them what else they gotta do for us.
Head on over to Spotify and give us a 5-star rating, and also vote on our poll. I'm not too sure if we can add a poll this week.
I am. I'm always adding polls. Okay. I kind of like adding
polls. I like them too. And then head over to Apple Podcasts, where you can also leave us a 5-star review and leave a written review so we know which way to grow and which way to glow.
What about the YouTube though?
Oh, almost forgot because we got to say it now.
Yeah.
Also, head over to YouTube, give us a like, a share, and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, PS.
Oh, and hit that notification bell.
Yeah, definitely hit the notification bell. You know, that's like a PS. Anyway.
Oh, I snorted.
So, we were talking about not bringing up Will and Jada a couple of weeks ago. And we just did this episode.
And we did.
So now we never have to bring it up again. And you should
never again.
Move on.
Move on. Let's move on.
All right.
Peace and blessings to their relationship and to their family. That's all I can say at the end of the day. Peace and blessings.
Their relationship is on them, not you guys. Not us.
It's on them. It's on them.
All right, Spades. I have been BK Spadez here with my very lovely co-host,
Novacaine, baby.
Alright, Spades gang, we about to friends. Y'all be cool. Thanks for listening.